So, you want a fancy emulation PC with thousands of legitimately obtained games across hundreds of consoles, but don't have the time or know-how to set one up yourself. Well, don't you worry, I have the perfect solution, the 100,000 video games cassette tape HDD from TikTok.
Huh?
Oh, baby, it's a giant cassette tape that is also a hard drive, as you guys can see. What makes it really special though is that you don't just have to like plug it into a PC and it just has a bunch of ROMs already on there. You can actually boot straight into this. It has its own operating system already pre-installed. Now, tragically, I do not have an actual cassette tape to compare it against, but I have this Prison cassette tape player. Don't ask how I got this, you don't wanna know. So yeah, this gives you the rough idea of how large a cassette tape should be, and yeah, I don't think that's fitting in there. But hey, we only paid 50 buckaroos for this bad boy, and with over 100,000 games, that's not too bad in terms of value, eh? Unfortunately, this is a hard drive with a bunch of software pre-installed on it that I am about to plug into an actual PC. It looks like a dinosaur, trust me, there's an actual PC in here. Either way, let's go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. We get a green LED, I feel it spinning up. Oh, there's our thing, it just says Bottasera. We'll explain what that means later on in the video, but for now, let's just go ahead and open the folder to view the files on it. 2.75 gigabytes free of 6 gigabytes. This is supposed to be a 500 gigabyte HDD, come on now. BTRFS on Windows, what? README, okay. WinBTRFS is a Windows driver for the next generation Linux file system, okay. Sure, let's just install the sketchy software from TikTok. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. This is why I'm using a PC that we don't use anymore, by the way. Operation completed successfully. This just doesn't look right. Am I crazy? That doesn't look like a normal dialogue that would pop up. What kind of hacker nonsense is going on here?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we got a mysterious black box that showed up. I hope that was nothing hacker related. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. If this affects you, try disabling Secure Boot in your BIOS settings. You need to disable Secure Boot to install a driver for the hard drive? All right, let's do it. Let's turn off Secure Boot. I'm sure this thing can be trusted. Wait, this thing actually shows a dinosaur logo when you boot up? I love that. I never even noticed that before. All right, Secure Boot's off. It did nothing. I see no changes, but we do have this. Enroll this key in Mod Manager? I don't know what that means. What happens if I double click it? Sure, let's install this. I see no harm. Okay, it told me a thing that I have to restart now, so I guess that's progress. This is a lot of setup just to get a hard drive working. And wouldn't you know it, I still don't see the drive on our file manager. God dang it. Oh, I'm so angry. But we're gonna do the actually, like, in my opinion, simpler option and just tell the PC to boot straight in to this sketchy hard drive from TikTok. All right, here we go, we're booting in. I think we're going into the Bottasera now. This is a good time to explain. Bottasera is just a version of Linux. It's specifically designed for emulators. So what does that say? Kinhank? That's what it says on the label here. Oh my God, what is this? What am I looking at? I think this is a loading screen. This is the worst loading screen I've ever seen in my life. Okay, here we go, we're finally booted up. Wow, that was something. All right, we're just gonna plug in this knockoff Xbox 360 controller, see what this bad boy does. But all right, let's just start exploring our 100,000 games. I don't even know if that's possible, but we're gonna find out. Starting things off, we got some Atari stuff. Amstrad CPC, what in the world is this? These look like old arcade games, maybe? I have no idea. 3D Star Strike, heck yeah, let's play that. Amstrad microcomputer, okay, this might have been like a home PC of some kind. Ooh, you got a cool little bezel thing. Oh my goodness, what is this? It's playing, we're playing. Now the frame rate is very bad. I do not know if that has anything to do with the PC or if that's like just how this game is. It's kind of fun though, not gonna lie, I'm just shooting things, I'm just blasting. All right, that's enough, how do I go back? Alt F4 worked. Okay, what else do we have? Capcom Play System, Amiga. Oh gosh, Star Trek boy, are you okay, man? Commodore 64, what is this art? Oh no. We got Amiga, Scum VM? What is that? How are there so many consoles I've never heard of before? MSX2, Windows. The entirety of Windows is emulatable on this thing. Okay, do we have Windows games? Just Plants vs. Zombies. Let's launch it. I have to know what this does. Yeah, sure enough, this is just the Windows version of Plants vs. Zombies. Why is this the only game for Windows though? There are so many games you could have gone with. Anyway, we have Xbox emulation with just Jet Set Radio Future. No Halo. Okay, that'd be too easy. Nintendo hack. Is this where all the hacks are? Okay, I think these are just like ROM hacks for the NES that are on this machine as well. Oh my gosh, holy crap, guys. Now are there so many games? ZZZ not game. What? What does that mean? We have Game Boy, SNES, Virtual Boy, N64, Game Boy Color, Nintendo, GameCube, GBA, DS, Wii, 3DS, Wii U, Panasonic 3DO. Oh. I was kind of hoping for Nintendo Switch. That'd actually be awesome. The only Wii U game is Mario Kart 8. I mean, sure, it checks out, that's fine. Oh, here we go, got PlayStation, PS2, PSP, PS3. That is a very unflattering photo of the Nathan. Be kind of funny if this had a PS4 emulator too. LCD games, Supervision, what? What is that? Is that AI? I hope it's AI. All right, well, we're in the all games, so this should have every single game for every console just all together. Wait. It showed us right there, 62,610 games. Now, that is an insane amount of video games, but it is not 100,000. The listing lied to us. How could they do such a thing? Anyway, I've just been selecting things at random, but I want to start with NES here. Just, something super basic. Let's just see how the experience is playing this. Why do you have 3 different versions of the Castlevania? Are they different regions? I don't know, they all have the same image. Let's just launch the first one. There's a lot of hitching happening on the screen for an NES game, but that could just be some settings we don't have configured properly. I don't know, I never used like a Botoxera install, so maybe this is normal, but let's see here. Can I find a way to get to the menu? How do I go to settings? Oh, here we go. Kodi Media Center. What? This just has Kodi on it as well? Kodi's an app you usually use to, watch movies. Do we have anything set up here? It looks like it's all showing up as empty. So no, they did not install any movies. What is this? Shader toy. Ooh. Anyway, get me out of here. Here we go, display resolution. Maximum 1920 by 1080. Sure, I didn't see it change anything, so I assume that's what we were already set to. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully it's displaying fine now. Let's go ahead and check out our NES hacks here. What is happening here? Does that say Baby-O? Is Mario naked? I mean, I have to launch this, right? Mario Luigi versus Airman from Mega Man 2. There he is. Oh, God. Oh, geez. What? This is kind of awesome. I'm confused, but it's awesome. It's kind of fun, though. I like that they have this whole category of just, like, weird ROM hacks. Like, these are my favorite things to find on these Chinese consoles. Super Mario Bros. 8? Sure. Let's play Super Mario Bros. 8. This looks legit. Insect Duels Domain presents Afterworld 8. Yeah. Sure. I need that. No! That is so cursed what just happened to me. You cannot be putting Hammer Bros in like level 2. This is insane. Oh my God, I give up. Anyway, let's kick it up a notch. We have Super Nintendo Entertainment System with Mario 8 on the cover. Ooh, yeah, this is a lot of games. Nice. Let's jump down to Yoshi's Island. The power level of this PC, I would imagine it's going to emulate this just fine, but this is always a good one to tell if the emulator is going to have some weirdness. Oh my God, there's an entire page of Super Metroid hacks. Anyway, this is what I wanted. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Yeah, this is actually running pretty good. I don't notice any problems at all. All right, let's keep moving along. We have N64 with the wrong perfect dark on the cover. That's cool. Donald Duck going quackers. I've never heard of this. I have to try this. The weird way that was spelled is actually how the title is written out. Oh wow, that is very concerning. All right, we're in the game now. Finally, took a little while to get through a cutscene, but frame rate seems like it's a little all over the place, and I'm noticing some hitching on like whenever it needs to load something. I wouldn't be surprised if that's because it's running off of a hard drive. I don't know this game though, so I kind of want to go back and try an N64 game I'm a little more familiar with. Here we go, Mario 64. I mean, this should be a fairly simple test. All right, here we go. Now we got Mario 64. What is going on with the resolution here? I know it's N64, but like it's awfully like pixelated. Wait, what was that? That's the hack guy. That's the hack from Mario Odyssey. This is not normal Mario. No, what? How did this happen? Does this look a little too like high res to you? Like not even high res, but just like pixelated for an N64?
This looks like they turned off the bilinear filtering or like the deflicker or both.
Certified Mario 64 expert, by the way. It just doesn't look like an N64 kind of would by default, right?
No, definitely not.
You play.
Come on.
Oh my God!
Me, I'm a Goomba.
Thanks, man.
Sorry, it's sweaty.
Top 10 things you never want to hear. Anyway, let's move on to GameCube. I'm sure this will go great. Oh, there's actually a good amount of games on here. Okay. But yeah, let's just try out Metroid Prime. All right, we're in. Took a little while for it to load up, but wow, look at this. This is running fine. Kind of impressive, not gonna lie. All right, let's move on to the next console. If it can play GameCube, I'm sure we'll be fine doing GBA and all these other things. I am very curious about trying the Wii U, though. Wow, we're loading into a race. This is actually loading up shockingly quick. My PC is getting a little loud, but the performance, I wouldn't expect that to be the fault of the hard drive at all. It's like every time we run into something new, we get a little bit of stuttering, but I think that's normal for Wii U emulation. I don't necessarily know if that's the slow hard drive doing anything in particular. All right, we're gonna skip over all this Sega stuff because you imagine this was all gonna run okay. I wanna take a quick look at the PlayStation games. Oh yeah, I see lots of games on here. Cool. Ooh, they got Metal Gear on here. I gotta play that. All right, sure enough, this is Metal Gear Solid. I don't see any frame rate issues. All right, let's try something a little more intense. We got PS2 here. Oh, they got Resident Evil 4, you know, the classic with Kratos. Yep, sure enough, it's Resident Evil 4. It just had the wrong logo thing on it, but whatever. And sure enough, we're in the game. Looks like it's running completely fine. But here's what I'm most excited about. This is by far the most complicated console to emulate of anything we've seen so far. I haven't even looked at what games we have. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. That is so random. But sure, let's go ahead and launch it up, see if this runs okay. I'm assuming this is using RPCS3, the only PS3 emulator that's actually able to do anything. Yep, that looks familiar to me. PS3 emulation is pretty doable if you didn't know, but it's very intense. So I don't know if our Dino PC can handle it. We're gonna find out together. The PC got very loud. I don't know why, but we're launching into the game. Also, it said Lords of Shadow 2. I think this is the wrong game. It's the only game on this console, but it's the wrong one? How? My buttons aren't doing anything, but the game is actually running. Honestly, it's running shockingly well, other than the PC being very loud. Who needs a controller to work? That's just bonus. And actually, we skipped over this earlier, but I do kind of want to try Jet Set Radio Future, because Xbox emulation is always just like, I know it's a thing that exists, but I don't see it very often on these emulation setups. Wow, I've never seen the Xbox boot thing look that crisp. And wow, just like PS3, the machine's getting a little loud. Oh, it actually quieted down quite a bit as soon as I said something. It was listening, but yeah, look at this. The game's actually loading. Whee! It actually looks really good too. If you just want something simple that's gonna play games by plugging it straight into the PC, I guess it technically does the job. Also, it's illegal to sell all these games on the interwebs, but you know, whatever. We'll just skirt past that one. Either way though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've ever wanted to see a Wii from Wish.com, click the video right here. We spent way too much money on that, if I'm being honest. It's a little rough.